Hello, everybody. This is Frogman, and welcome back to IXION. Y'all just gonna tell me how you want me to say it. It's fine. I don't care how we go. Last episode, we did a little bit of exploring around the solar system. We got some solar panels put on the Tiqqun, and we built the Vol engine. And we were just about to get an incoming transmission when I paused and said we're done. So let's hear what someone has to say.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tiqqun, DOLOS have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
They're expecting me to get there. That's nice of them, aren't they?
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
All right. Close transmission. Thank you, Eden. So last episode we did a little bit of work. We got some stuff. We're going to go ahead and pause because, well, they're going to be trying to load some things in, and I don't want to be loading things in. The Shanby or whatever the name is of this thing is now going to give us, well, 100 people and a bunch of food, which is bad because we don't have enough room for 100 people, and our science ship should be okay to return back to the Tiqqun, so we'll let her come back. Is that the name of that thing? Can I change the name on these? Hang on a minute. Can I change the name on these? I don't think I can. I don't know. I'd have to look. No big deal. Anyhow, Contact. That's an interesting name. I like the fact that my science ship is now called Contact. First Contact. As far as anything else goes, right now there is nothing else we can do in the solar system here that this ship needs to do. There is another thing that we're going to unlock here hopefully very soon, and actually I think I'm going to go ahead and do it, which is going to be the probe launcher. I want to make sure we get as much of the science wasted or burnt or spent as we possibly can before we leave. Probe launcher is going to allow us to be able to search for stuff, which is going to, we'll be able to see that once it gets unloaded, but once we get that first section done, we should be good to go. What is our event? Pledge that there will be 3 insect farms in the Tiqqun within 10 cycles. Sure, that's not really all that hard. Alrighty, that's 3 of those. Now they're all nice and happy. Now, there's a problem with that 3 is the fact that the amount of numbers that we're going to have, or the people that we're going to be trying to feed, is going to be about 155 people. So let's make sure first off that we can house 155 people. So we need a few more places for those people to live, which we're just going to kind of keep building back here. We had 120, I didn't even think. Read? 120, and I need 35 more, which is what, 3 more houses, unfortunately. So bang, 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 bang. So 1, 2, and 3. We'll just do that for right now. All right, so those will get all sorted out. We're going to have to kind of pay attention once again to our power, making sure that we don't get too crazy. Now, if you hit tab, it's an interesting function again. It shows you how much power everything is being used, and from here, it's very easy to shut power on and off just by clicking on things. So that's kind of a thing. I don't like the fact that they put it under tab, but tab is very, very quick and easy to be able to get to. So on the topic of food, before we let the game go any further, I mean, I guess we can finish doing those two. These, again, we're going to be making 3 food per cycle, which means we need to look at 3 food per cycle. We need to be able to make 15 per cycle. As the number you can see over there, that's how many times. Every 5 cycles, they get to eat. I know it's terrible. Whatever a cycle basically means is a rotation of the Tiqqun. But every 5 cycles, they get to eat. So the number of food that you need to make needs to happen in the same amount, or at least over 5 cycles. So that's what these numbers mean. Every 5 cycles, they get served 15 food, which means every 5 cycles, we need to be able to make 15 food. 3 times 5 is 15. We're okay for now. With all that said, we got everything pulled in here. They're slowly going to be bringing us a bunch of more people over here, and I believe I'm going to have to get a few more. Yeah, we've got 20 more people coming. We're probably going to need at least 1 more of these houses, if I recall correctly. So let's go ahead and drop one down. Now, the point that I'm going to want to try to maintain with what we're doing here is that I want to make sure that our workers are not terribly overworked. Now, I played a little bit of this. I kind of have a test world going as well, so I kind of ran the test world for a little while. Why is this ship still here? Hello. Hey, I don't want the... Let go. Okay, there you go. That's odd that it stayed up. I played a test world for a little while after we got done playing the game the other day, and the reasoning why I've been kind of interested in saving a little bit of time is the fact that there was a definite problem with, well, how many accidents we could have. And right now I don't think we're going to see any accidents anytime soon, but we'll see them eventually. I just kind of wanted to mention that this number is very important. The closer you get this number to this number, or the fact that it goes over, the more likely you're starting to have people either being overworked or, well, just not being able to keep up with the amount of work that's currently available. We need to get that house done, and then I need to build a few more. So let's grab this road, drag it all the way down here. And I think the probe launcher, for now, we're going to put the probe launcher over here, because I want this before we leave. And it fits just perfectly right there. Go ahead and dump these. They're getting dumped. That's fine. They give you just enough stuff to be able to do almost everything that you need to do in the very beginning. But this stuff's all going to change as we go along.
The different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the full bonding procedure. DOLOS protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri.
Gee, thank you.
Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
All right, let's talk to the CEO while we're busy building some things. So let me put this down and next transmission.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tiqqun is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
I'm sorry, he sounds like he's absolutely crazy, but hey, we're here, we're the ones doing all the work. Let's just have a little bit of fun and see what happens. All right, so moving on forward, some of the stuff that I think we start to do now that we've got a little bit of this cleared up, I want to check something very quickly as I move forward. These don't fit in here, do they? No, because of those... The planning and the programming of this is kind of a pain in the tail. These are the exact same size as two of those, and well, this is all the way we're going to be able to make food for a little while. The things of this size fit inside something like this, I believe, but again, sometimes you're just going to leave it where it is. This is going to move, and again, some of these other things likely will get moved as we kind of wander on. We need to kind of make a little bit more stuff, and we need to see where we are. We have 20 science left. What else can we unlock? All right, pause the game. We have a bunch of stuff out here that's very important, that's going to be necessary. Batteries, steel mills, all this stuff we're going to play with the next time around. I'm going to burn that 20 science right now on that, right here. Come on. Let me sit. I can't do it. Do I have to wait till technology tier is required, the technology tier 2? Do I have to kill all of that to do this? Wow, okay. Is there anything really, really, really good here that we should actually care about before I go on? Can't touch this. Everything's locked. Okay, so we're going to have to unlock everything out here. All right, so we're just going to leave this alone for right now then. We'll let the science build up. Some of this stuff is rather expensive, and if we're only making 20, well, what is it, 1 science a cycle, with the lack of the fact that we have 20 left, we should be, well, it's going to take a while to get any more of those things out. We did get one little thing. They're going to tell us this little bit here. I'm going to close that. We'll look at it in a little bit. I want to build one of those. And this is going to be the last thing I remember from the demo. We should have enough houses now. Everybody should be happy. Yeah, we're exactly 5 over. We have plenty of workers, which is good. We could actually make another 1 or 2 of these. I think for right now, we're just going to try to keep it up. So we're 20. Again, like I said, the number, we're at 20 now, okay? We need 20, so that means we need at least 1 more of those. And I think once we get this done, I am going to go ahead and build 1 more set of solar panels out here. That'll get us a little bit more power because we're catching up a little bit. We've got 5 left. Those will build a little bit more power for us. Let's go down. Because I think once I build that one, yeah, we'd be exactly at where we need to be. So we need to make some more solar panels. All right, so that's going to get built. The last thing I want to do before we think about leaving this system is that we're going to show this part. This is kind of that... this reminds me so much of Mass Effect, it's not even funny. So, you know, you get to kind of do a little bit of exploration, Mass Effect style. So we're going to grab the probe, and what this is going to do is you're going to wander it around and you're going to see certain things start to jump up, meaning that you have usable stuff. And as we get into certain areas, like there's a little bit, you kind of work your way towards it and it goes green and it looks like that. That's going to tell you that there is some kind of something in that area. And later on it will show us metals and it'll show us all the other things. But for some odd reason, we're getting this little notification right here saying resource estimate unidentified or undefined, and it's very big on the science. Me, I want some science. Give me some science. That's going to send out a little probe that is going to carry its way all the way over to there while we do other things. Kick her back up into high gear, make sure we're making enough food. All right, cool. So everybody should be happy. This can technically feed all 200 people that we currently have. And that should have been the last one of those. So now we should be making 20 food per cycle, which means this number should stay right there all the time from here on until we get more people. Now we should have plenty of people, and I think there's actually other things we could possibly do, right? Is there anything else we can do? I mean, I guess we could build another one of these. Probe has just completed a scan and discovered a new point of interest. What did you find? Uh-oh. Unauthorized access. By a warning, by proceeding beyond this point, you are breaching in terms of your contract with DOLOS AEC. Further actions can and will result in a summary dismissal. Well, that's just dandy. Go tell me why. I don't think we have anything else we can do in here other than slowly produce science. Space is pretty well hooked up. This is setting there. We could theoretically build one of these, but as we saw with our little probe scan, there's no reason to be using the 22 polymer for that just yet. I'd rather actually almost use that polymer for another solar panel. which takes
A
15.
science ship has arrived
But we'll see
at
what
its
happens with this.
destination.
Now, the interesting thing about the solar panels is they stack on top of the other solar panels as you build them out. So that's kind of it changes the general shape and structure of the ship as you go. Let's see what we got. By breaching this point, we already know. A Naomi protocol. Create temporary easement contact station Outer Hope. Well, why not? Incoming transmission, Tiqqun Station. This is Marduk Council member Rabla Naokand. Close enough. You're not authorized to interface with Outer Hope. Purpose of this facility is to allow Dolos to continue with the development of its most highly classified projects, far away from the prying eyes of our competitors and the media conglomerates of Earth. Do you not realize that the whole world is watching you at this moment and that your presence here could jeopardize this entire operation? I will be filing an official complaint with Vanir himself, well, unless you could perhaps do something that could change my mind. You guys are starting to see a pattern with some of this stuff, right? Well, of course we can help them for something, right? Go give them some stuff. They're going to load that up. Little ship's going to grab it. And he's going to take that over there. Again, this is the last part of the demo that I remember. And I think as far as everything else goes, I mean, I can make one more probe, but I don't think there's anything else that's readily available here for us right now that we could possibly do. I mean, I know there's a couple other little bitty small things, like we could make a little bit more food, but let's let this ship get over here and tell us what's going on.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Ah, thank you very much. This is important. This is why I wanted to do this. So the circuits are kind of hard to get, especially early, and we're going to need circuits to be able to construct a few things later on. So we'll now have a couple of circuits to be able to build a few things. But let's hear what it says. Thank you, Administrator. Now leave. I will ensure that Dolos issues a public statement that rationalizes our contact here at the edge of the solar system. I'll play safe in here for now, but you'll need to explain your actions in due course. You might have heard we're working on the next iteration of the Tiqqun, the Protagonist. Now, if we remember the first person we talked to, he spoke of the Protagonist. The Tiqqun operation must succeed if we are to achieve our goal of bringing humanity into a new era. Trust in genetic kinetis, self-similar space will reveal the pattern. This is an interesting thing, and it's going to continue to go on. Give me some pots. You, go home. We're going to let everybody get back to the ship, and then we're going to do something. We're going to do something on the, where is it? EKPTT, where is this stuff? Space travel? This. So this is how the Tiqqun moves around. It has its own engines that can basically push itself around. You know, kinetic, what is electrokinetic propulsors, or that's an interesting way of saying things. Anyhow, that's how it's going to be able to move around a general solar system. The station can move under its own power. However, it's going to be interesting when it does it. So let's make sure we have both of our stuff here, which they're headed back. And then we're going to move the Tiqqun from the Earth's orbit to the Moon's orbit. Now, we're going to have to store that eventually, so let's do this. We'll say no to you, they'll move everything over there, and then we'll say yes to you for right now, they'll put those in there. And then because this has absolutely no use for it in here pretty much, we're not going to be using those anytime soon right now, we can shut that down. Granted, that has people standing around not doing anything, but we're not wasting the power on that right now. And for that matter, we can do the same thing right there. And, well, I think for that matter, we can do the same thing right there. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm not really doing it for any particular reason other than to get in a good habit of closing things down that we don't currently need when we're getting ready to do something. What is that thing you're going to do, you ask? Well, we're going to move the Tiqqun, like I said, from here to there. And this is why. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the EKP systems during the 0.7 of a cycle it needs to do. Which means we don't have any batteries. we don't have any power, but that's okay. It won't take that long. They're just not going to have any power for right now. All right, cool. Eventually, we will build batteries in here to be able to do a few things. But I think since the main goal has been achieved, this is the beginning. This is the prologue. This is actually everything you do before you actually start playing the game. So they do a pretty good job of showing you and telling you everything that you should need to know. And I think we did an okay job getting it done by cycle 84. I mean, I don't know. I've only played this a couple of times. Anyhow, let's take a look at the tutorial for this. And again, the Vol engine enables space travel between planetary systems. We have to charge it, which requires all of the Tiqqun's power when it does it again. And then it'll turn things back on, and then it does a bunch of work. But essentially, since we don't have any batteries, we could theoretically start researching batteries, which is probably a good idea, but I'm going to wait until I get a little bit more science. There's also a bunch of other little things. We're going to try to get all of this done fairly soon. But I think probably to end it, and I know it's maybe going to be a little short, we're going to go ahead and do the thing. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the engine during the half of a cycle required to preceding ignition sectors will be powered by batteries during this time. Yes, do it, please.
In accordance with Frau Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tiqqun before volt jump initiation.
We're watching it charge up right now. I think we can actually see it over here. Maybe. I forget. No. We're sitting out by the moon, though. That's kind of cool. Huh. Neat. They did get some...
Full engine ready.
Heh. All right, well, you guys know what we have to do. We've got to push the button. We're going to push the button. I know what's going to happen. I will see you guys in the next episode. Please enjoy the rest of this. Bye.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tiqqun Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together,
pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the full engine.